Oh well.
Are we gonna go for the Ashra staff this time?
No.
Just gonna murder them all?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
I mean, the only one that it's useful, or that it'll be useful on is, Elnicia. Or whatever her name is. Lincia?
Lincia?
Yeah. Because she starts with A-rank staves.
Yep.
Unless it requires S. And then we're screwed. This is the punishment. This is my last resort. I really just farted and there's something in my shorts. I've run out of jokes.
Just give up. Should have given up a long time ago. You aren't funny.
That's what's funny, is because
Oh,
of how
shit.
unfunny I am, it was funny.
No, that's not how any of this works.
Because of how painful it was to listen to terrible jokes. At the same time, you could just bum rush the boss and just not care. Because I think we're at the point where we're high enough level that the extra experience doesn't really matter to us.
You're right, but I want the items.
No, there's that.
Oh, actually, wait. It was Bogalone, and then what else was it?
Bogalone,
Silver belt, bottom.
and Tomahawk.
Yeah, I want those, and that's really it. Yeah. Only possible been put on the unit.
Didn't she do that last time to the same guy?
Not the same guy, but yeah, she did do that last time.
Maybe
She
the
did
RNG
the thief
saved.
last time.
Or is only edited minor. Only had a minor edit to it. We'll find out if you missed this.
It is different to get 3-1 instead of 3 HP.
Mm-hmm.
No, is that necessary?
Father, Mom needs you to move up, but you're blocking the way. Lilina, my name isn't blocking the way, it's Hector.
What?
These jokes make much more sense if I could show the images. But I'm looking at them on my laptop, so I can't throw them up on...
Just put it up in post.
That means I have to save it.
You against this?
Do. Luckily, I cleared off 55 gigabytes worth of download garbage. I don't know. There was a lot of stuff on my computer that I just didn't realize was there. Most of them homework assignments. That I had about 150 Japanese assignments just sitting on my computer. I'm like, wait, what?
Alright.
It was a good time. Taking
I don't
Japanese
think
1.
it was.
And then I took Japanese 2 and regretted everything that I'd ever done. that led me to that point.
Oh,
These bad mistakes, I've made a few.
this man.
I really so in the conversations with Corin, and like the marriage conversations, I think it'd be really funny if like the marriage partner's like, you know, I'm really lucky to marry you. Or, I'm really lucky. I get to marry you and ride a dragon every day.
That's Percy.
It's oh, it is.
Yeah, Percy said that.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Almost as if you've heard it before, and now you're just fucking echoing it because you're a dumbass.
I well, I don't think I ever used Percy when I was playing through Fates.
No, but it's such a funny line that you probably heard it.
Probably not wrong.
Voice of it saying it doesn't make sense. It's a lot like how Silas is a kid.
But yeah, we're still currently being plagued on YouTube by the Tim bots.
Yeah.
Just every day I get it, it's like, oh, you're doing great, you're doing this. Well, if I was doing so great, why didn't you stay and watch the video, eh? Why does your comment give me 0 views, eh? Stupid comment bot. I see you, I know what's going on.
I think Reese's have defense.
And strength. He's too strong. Next thing you see is Reese is like, I don't need this spear. I wield my horse. What? Just goes around smacking people with a horse.
It's a lot like shit Mario Sorrow. This is on Castlevania Aria Sorrow. There's it's a reward for the boss rush. Excalibur, the legendary sword, and all that. The sword and stone. And you're like, how did this man get the sword out of the stone? It swing the sword just held the stone at the end of it.
I've read a manga that basically had that similar premise. The basically a blacksmith came up to the legendary hero's sword, stuck in a pedestal, and he couldn't pull it out. So he's like, well, I guess I'm just gonna take the whole thing with me.
Yeah.
I mean, this manga, the sword also happens to turn into a small lolly that is barely clothed. But, you know, at that point it's legal because the sword is like thousands of years old.
That's not... I didn't question the age of the fucking sword, mate.
Yes, but the internet
problems, you gotta justify the age of a fucking sword.
Oh, hey, look, it's the FBI. No, it's not. It's
a little too convenient for the FBI.
I am the Grim Reaper. Episode 27, Season 2 premiere has updated. Don't care. I'll get around to reading that later.
Why are you getting notifications about this shit?
Because I have the Webtoon app on my phone. Because that's what I
Still.
spend my time doing, is reading comics for free. Because I'm
God,
too
you're a fucking loser, ain't you?
I'm too cheap to pay for them. I mean, I guess it doesn't help that I don't have a job, but I'm too cheap to pay for them.
Even if I did have my money, it wouldn't go to them. Fuck those guys. 2 more strength.
High quality internet memes. Yo dog, I heard you like lances. So we got you a unit named Lance, who can use lances, so you can lance while you lance. Let's see. Trying to remember what game you get a horse guy named Lance.
I just hit 6.
Oh, you cut out on me. I don't know if it's my headset or other sound problems.
No, you're just stupid.
I think it's sound problems. Images of stall as a toilet stall.
Alright.
Because the internet is a horrible, horrible place.
Sure, why not?
It'll totally, probably, maybe put up some of these memes that I'm reading.
Okay.
Maybe.
I was in bed.
What is the default web browser for the Fire Emblem universe?
Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox. Depends. Whatever preference.
Terrible jokes. You know, I'm starting to wonder whether or not these chapters were just padding for this game to make it longer. Because it really feels like at least this chapter doesn't really do anything for the plot in the long run.
Yeah, it's almost as if just a lot of happens and they just want excuses to make you do things.
I mean, sure, I haven't actually been paying attention to the story.
I've been skipping all the story anyway.
I never paid attention to the story.
What story have you been paying attention to? That's almost all of it. There's probably a reason for Ike and Buddy to be here. I just don't care, and I don't think anybody else who's here does either.
I mean, I guess I could look up why he's there. I mean, other than the fact that the priest guy let him there.
Do you care, though?
I'm kind of curious as to see if this chapter actually matters.
It was a trap, if I remember right.
It's a tarp.
Where he got lured in here by the priests, and the priests betrayed him. Because they're working with man to man. But only because they forced him to work with them or something.
The opening narrative for the chapter doesn't actually tell me anything. Come on, Fire Emblem Wiki. Open. Tell me the plot of this whole thing.
No.
It's so irrelevant that, yeah, the fact that it's just completely blank. This section has been marked as a stub. Please help improve the page by adding information. No, there is no plot here. Nothing happens. You just have to fight a bunch of things.
Chapter 22 the myth. You only go to chapter 22 of Sword and Bed.
Yeah, I think that was probably one of my favorite things about the remake of the first. I don't know if it was in the original Fire Emblem one,
It wasn't.
but in Shadow Dragons, where it's like, oh, if you don't have the Falchion and Tiki dies, you get an extra chapter where you get totally isn't Tiki from the future.
You get Nagi, who is Tiki,
I don't-
and still is Tiki even in future events either. It's a different person.
And you get Nagi, and then a slightly weaker Falchion.
Yeah. They bring Tiki back using palm staff.
Yep, so that way you have both.
Yep.
And when I found out about that and did that on the last chapter, I realized that I accidentally killed that first thief that you get.
Oh.
I thought I had saved every character except for Tiki, because that's what I explicitly did to get Nagi in my first run, and then I was like, oh, I accidentally killed that guy too. Oh well, he's not important.
What is his name? It's so stupid fucking name.
Steve. Or Carl.
It's not Steve. It's not Carl either, you fucking what?
Is there anybody in Fire Emblem named Carl?
I don't think so.
I bet he's a very minor character.
If he is, he might be. Because I don't remember any Carl. Carl's a very weird name to put in Fire Emblem.
Yeah, it would be kind of weird. With names like Corn and Chrome and Weird Owl that looks at you as though he's looking into an abyss. I don't remember.
What?
I don't remember the name of the owl.
Owl?
The Fire Emblem Heroes owl.
Oh, that thing.
Is it? Oh, it's just Fat.
Yeah. I'm like, what fucking owl was there ever in Fire Emblem? Mobile game is doing something cool for the anniversary. This is the 30th this year.
Damn, hell is just such an edgy place.
Oh, right, you're just...
I quit basically just after...
all the character designs since everything happened.
Like, I stopped at the end of, Muspel.
Yeah.
That arc. Just because, like, at that point, I'd burned out on the mobile game. I was tired of the gacha system. I mean, I'd seen the trailer, but I forgot
to improve it, but I don't know how well that's going. It also made it worse with the whole subscription pass thingy. Forget what they call it.
Yeah, lots of people hate the fact that they did that, and they've been getting a lot of shit for it.
I don't blame them.
But damn, Lif is just so fucking edgy.
Yeah. Oh, it's probably don't care. I did look at like the whole story stuff that went on with whatever the fuck 3 was. Basically, Liv is Alphonse from another timeline where fuck shit went down in hell, killed him.
I am you, but also not you.
I am you, fuck cool as hell because I got this weird belly body thing. And
I'm you if I never left the emo phase.
Alphonse is still the smartest main character in Fire Emblem. As sad as it is.
Yeah, that is kind of sad.
If Rossier or whatever the fuck, Tracer, how you finish that goddamn part of that name is
Yeah, Thracia.
this small angry child that tries to kill you in the first one, in the first part. But also thrown off and edgy because that's how Ty does for some reason. And then now they're doing stuff with elves, but not the elves you know and love. Fire Emblem elves that have nothing to do with anything. They look closer to fairies than
Losofimir?
actual elves. Yeah, the light and dark elves. They don't look anything like elves. I guess they look close to like the North depiction of elves, but even then they look a little more like fairies than actual elves.
Yeah, but damn, they're just leaning so hard into that Norse mythology.
Yeah, it's worked for them so far.
Yeah. I mean, at least somebody has to do it without, problems. All of the other Japanese versions of Norse mythology have been amusing at best.
I'm looking at you, Warriors Order G4.
I'm looking at you. All of those horrible, horrible manga that I've read.
I'm looking at you, manga. I hate you.
I'm looking at you, that one manga where, for some reason, all of the Valkyries are trying to get laid by this one main character. For some reason, because Odin says do it. I don't know what. It's just like, I'll read this. This sounds like an interesting thing.
Does it?
And then,
Doesn't sound interesting to me.
That's my description of it. The description that I actually read is like, oh, that sounds interesting. Let's see what it's like. And I got about 5 chapters in before I was like, nope.
It's just about harm.
I mean, you have generic. I mean, the one thing that I can say is the guy, the mangaka, the artist, knows how to draw a fight scene. Because those were some pretty amazing fight scenes, I think. Maybe I'm mixing up another one.
Okay.
It's very likely because I was reading about 4 or 5 things at the same time when I started reading that. I'm now reading like 30, so I have a problem, and I refuse to fix it.
You do. No.
Oh, what was it?
Fight Bull again.
But yeah, just the weird depictions of Norse mythology in Japanese media is very strange.
Yeah. Then you also have stuff like Persona, which does a lot of different mythology, make it look cool. But also sometimes you just get a penis concept.
I mean, at least with Persona, its mythology stuff that it's using is, or all of the personas themselves are effectively just figments of people's imaginations, or at least that's what they are in 5.
No,
I mean, they're kind of figments of people's imaginations.
but not really.
Or the power of the mass consciousness thing. I don't know. It's been a while.
The whole chunky theory of collective unconscious. All our minds linked together.
Yeah.
By not being linked at all.
All of our minds are linked. Yeah.
Not exactly. I just sleep now. Only whatever. Didn't do anything.
Because in the Shin Megami series, all the personas are just demons. Whereas in Persona, they are generally not. At least in Persona 5. I think there might be different. I don't know. Persona 5 is the only one I've played.
In 5, they're all shadows in each game. Well, no. In 5, shadows and Persona are the same thing. But that's because they're referring to the same part of the psyche.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't go into much into it in 5, but basically to have your persona to confront your shadow and, accept existence. And that's how it is in 5 and 4. Because all the main characters confront their shadow and they hear shit they don't want to hear. Because the shadow is a self that's suppressed.
Mm-hmm. One's innermost secrets that they actively try to suppress materialize and become a shadow self, which attempts to take over your body. Or to be accepted.
I think it is over the body.
Which attempts to get its host to accept it. If one cannot accept the shadow self, or if they refuse to acknowledge that they are a horrible, evil person, the shadow becomes enraged, attracting...
Yeah, that's stuff that happens in 4.
And then things happen, and then you have the main character, where...
In every case, the main character does not have a shadow and is the special one.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's assumed that the main character, doesn't have anything to hide or his feelings.
I think in Persona...
Sees.
Don't you end up fighting your shadow self, though, in Persona... the deluxe super awesome edition of Persona 4? I could have sworn that you end up fighting your...
No, you fight somebody else with Mangatsu Izanagi as his persona. And he's the main villain. Basically, it goes to the whole Japan folklore of God Izanagi.
Mm-hmm.
And Izanagi created the world and is the progenitor god or whatever.
Yeah, but I was trying to... I thought that it was an optional boss that you could end up fighting. You end up fighting the main character's shadow.
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Maybe that was in 3. Or whatever.
No, because 3 trial battles was you fighting actual hard battles as well as I think you fight what's her name 4? Margaret? Yeah, Margaret. And that was put in 3 after 4 came out. And the whole Mangatsu Izanagi is basically chaos born from Izanagi himself. And that's that whole folklore thing. It's a lot of cool stuff.
So, apparently... At least in the anime for Persona 4, the main character has a shadow. I'm currently looking for... basically lots of people now complaining about the true end episode to the anime because they used terrible music timing, poor implementation, some jarring action things. Poor lead up to fighting Izanami.
Yep. To be fair, like the whole lead up to Izanami is not exciting. Because it's a lot of you with the main character going around talking with your friends. It happens over like the last 3 months in calendar. Surprise, surprise, 4 also ends around Christmas time in the main story. And basically, that guy shows up at the very last day to say, hey, fuck bye, bitch. Go meet me here. And you call everybody up and have to solve out why the fuck he still lived, and you go down this last dungeon and find Izanami at the end. Izanami being the person, like the fucking Aphrodite to Izanagi Zeus. Is it Aphrodite? It might be the other one. Whoever the fuck Zeus's main home was.
Hello, soldier with Elwind. Prepare to get smacked with a sword in the face. I love Persona 5's music. It's so good.
Good music.
Damn it, I didn't want to go to the main page for Dorcas, I just wanted to see his Halloween costume.
Oh, yeah, his Halloween costumes. It's funny. I like a lot of the stupid outfits they gave them for the seasonal stuff. A lot of it's just silly nonsense.
Dorcas the Minotaur. How do you fight a mini Minotaur? You fight him with the tartar sauce.
Oh.
That is a reference to Tobuscus from
Who?
a long time ago. He used to be super popular on YouTube.
Okay.
He made literal trailers. At least he made making literal trailers popular. And then something happened, and then his entire channel just died, basically.
Alright.
I don't exactly know what went on. Not really. Didn't really care. He just stopped making what I liked enjoying, so I stopped watching it. Which is probably why his channel died, now that I think about it. Halo has actually started doing more literal trailers again. Interesting. Wonder if they're still as good as they used to be.
Probably not.
Yeah. I mean, there's some of them that just didn't do as well as others. I really liked his... let's see. Let me see if I can figure out which one explicitly... think Skyrim was the last one that I watched. No,
Mm.
I think I watched Mass Effect and Darkseid. I don't know. I don't think he has them in order either. But it's some funny stuff. Breaking news: IDW cancels the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic. And possibly also the G.I. Joe comic. Not like anyone cares, though.
Yeah.
Except for maybe the people who do care. But comics are currently in the midst of dying because nobody's going to comic stores.
Oh, but he used his chest. Oh well.
It's a Renke.
It's a A-rank light magic for all the light magic users I've got.
Oh, yeah. Sounds super helpful. $11 out of 12 would help again. Oh, there goes my computer. You know, it eventually needs to be charged. And I've just gone a very long time without charging it.
Not for you.
It's just so inconvenient. Because in Lenovo's infinite wisdom, they put only 3 USB ports onto this laptop, and made one of those USB ports also a charging port.
Alright.
And it's like, why did you do this, Lenovo? This was a bad idea. Nobody likes this. Oh, and then they only make the cable like 3 feet long. And then sell a longer cable for like $40. Because they're like, we don't care. We are a Chinese company. Fuck you.
That's for real this time. Should have brought some babies. Fuck. Where's that comic strip of the fucking villain tied up with babies on him?
Excuse me.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh yeah, I think you've shown it to me before where it's like, you can't shoot me because if you do...
You'll kill one of these babies on me.
I'll fall over and land on one of these babies. And Rayson's like, you didn't have to kill all the people. And he's like, yes, I did. Can't you see all the writing on the walls?
Glowing for some reason.
Because they write it in strange, magical, cursive language. Be careful, he writes in cursive, and speaks cursive too.